Can you solve this math challenge? Here's the question. Find the integer solutions to these equations AB plus C equals 2022 and A plus BC equals 2023. You can pause this video if you want to give this problem a try. And now let's answer this question together. So, given these two equations and three unknowns, our goal is to find integer solutions for A, B, and C. So how do we solve this kind of problem? Now, since we're given two equations and three unknowns, what we're going to do here is to combine these two equations. So what we're going to do is to subtract the first equation to the second equation, like this. On the right hand side, 2023 minus 2022 is just 1. And now, let's simplify. Let's distribute this negative sign to AB and C. This will give us negative AB minus C. Now, rearrange some terms a little bit like this. So, you have A minus AB minus C plus BC. Now, why we do that? Because take a look at these two terms. We have a common factor of A. So, we can factor out this A. This will give us A multiplied by 1 minus B. Now, on the other terms, we have negative C plus BC. If we factor out negative C, this will give us negative C multiplied by 1 minus B. Again, if we distribute negative C to 1 minus B, we will go back to negative C plus B times C. Again, let's factor out negative C like this. And the reason is we have a common factor again of 1 minus b. So we can factor out 1 minus b. This will give us a minus c multiplied by 1 minus b equals 1. In this kind of question, our goal is to equate the left-hand side or the right-hand side into 1 or something a prime number, because those values have limited factors. For example, this one, since we want to find integer solutions for A, B, and C, take note that 1 can be expressed as 1 times 1 or negative 1 times 1. So in this case, we have only two possible cases, wherein A minus C times 1 minus B equals 1 times 1, or A minus C times 1 minus B equals negative 1 times negative 1. Since we have only two factors, this is valid. Now, let's start with case number 1, wherein A minus C equals 1 and 1 minus B equals 1. Now, doing the second equation, we can solve for the value of B. First thing to do is to subtract 1 on both sides. Now, 1 minus 1 is 0. Divide both sides by negative 1. This will give us the value of B must be equal to 0. Now, since we have the value of B, what we're going to do here is to solve for the values of A and C. To do that, we will use the original equations. A plus AB plus C equals 2022 and A plus BC equals 2023. Now, we know that B equals to 0, so we can replace all B with 0. Now, on the first equation, A times 0 is 0, therefore the value of C must be 2022. And on the second equation, 0 times C is 0, therefore A must be 2023. Therefore, this is one possible solutions. We have A equals 2023, B equals to 0, C equals 2022. And now let's go to the second case. So we have A minus C equals negative 1 or 1 minus C equals negative 1. On the second equation again, we can solve for the value of B. So let's subtract 1 on both sides. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Divide both sides by negative 1. This will give us the value of B must be equal to 2. Now again, since we know the value of B, we can substitute to these two equations and solve for the values of A and C. Now let's replace all B with 2. Now, let's simplify. The first equation will give us 2a plus c equals 2022, and the second equation will give us a plus 2c equals 2023. And now the question is, using these two equations, do we get an integer value for A and C? Now let's check. First thing is to add these two equations. This will give us 3A plus 3C equals 2022 plus 2023. 2022 plus 2023 will give us 4045. And now on the left hand side, let's factor out 3. This will give us 3 times A plus C. Now divide both sides by 3. This will give us A plus C equals 4045 all over 3. And now take note, 4045 is not divisible by 3. Therefore, the sum of A and C is not an integer. Therefore, we don't get an integer solution using these two equations or using this second case. Therefore, the only possible solutions in this question must be A equals 2023, B equals to 0, and C equals 2022. Therefore, our answer to this question is 2023, 0, and 2022. And as always, we are done.